So I decided to make another trailer break because of the Jedi Survivor new trailer. My hopes and dreams for this game would be that the combat is a little bit faster and that there are more styles, but we'll talk about while we dive into this trailer. So let's start.
The order is go.
Here we are back at the beginning of the previous trailer, where Cal is reanimating whoever is stuck in this Bacta tank. But it's clearly not a normal one, since it was. We can also see that it has been a very long time since this person or alien or near human species is stuck in here.
I was betrayed by the.
Also, this voiceover, we will hear him again in the later part of this trailer.
The one I trusted most.
Also, the pale skin and the blue eyes made me remember of one of the near-human alien species of the old EU. I want to say Nagai, something like that. But there's like, I remember there are at least 2 or 3 pale light eyes alien species in Star Wars universe, so it can be any of them. It's also possible there is a human that just is very, very pale. But I'm inching towards it being a near human species.
I will not be imprisoned again.
Also, just let me return. And Magna Guards, they're back! All the way back from the Separatists. Like, I'm curious, it's another thing that we'll see a lot in this trailer. Lots and lots of droids. In this shot, we can see that Cal is using a force push not only against the stormtroopers, but also against the security droids. Which means I don't remember if in the previous game these droids were susceptible to these kinds of attacks, but they now for sure are. Here we see Cal clashing with another person. Well, the clashing lightsaber with another person. My first thoughts when I saw this, it was that it was possibly a new Inquisitor, but when looking again, it's a yellow lightsaber, so I'm not sure. Maybe this is a bounty hunter, maybe it's another Jedi. We will have to see. Also, another thing is the crew from the previous game is gone. Not Seer, because we will see her in the later parts, but Grease and Marin are nowhere to be seen. Grease is okay since he was more attached to Seer in the previous game. Since she's now gone, she's now not walking with Cal at least. Then it makes sense that he wouldn't be as well. But Marion is a big surprise not being around, since the reason she left Datomir was because of Cal, so I wonder what happened, or if we will see her in this game. Also, we will see in later parts of this trailer, we will see closer shots of the city in the back. Also, this canyon world, I wonder, I saw some people speculating due to the previous trailer that may be Utapau, but I doubt it. Utapau were more sinkholes rather than canyons. Here we see our first shot of Seer, and we see this mysterious new character besides her. Also, important to note that this character also has pale skin, so I wonder if he's attached, or she is attached to the prisoner in the beginning of the trailer. Also, another thing, let's proceed a little bit. Seer now has markings all over her head. She shaved her hair, and she looks more like she's acting like a monk of sorts. So I wonder if she left definitely the Jedi, or if she's taking on a more meditative role that some Jedi had. Also, she has a huge library around her, so I wonder if she's collecting Jedi knowledge or Force knowledge in general.
Busy making yourself the Empire's most wanted.
Also, this is also in the canyon world. We can see not in this first few shots, but in later shots, we can see that the canyon world, despite its initial rocky appearance, it also has some grassy bits here and there, and this is one of them. Also, the crash here in the left corner. It has been there for quite a while now, since it has a lot of moss and greenery around it for quite some time. Also, this is new. We could in the previous game we could pull them and throw them, but we could not force them to shoot the other enemies. Also, a new finisher. So I wonder if it is just a new finisher we can do while holding the stormtrooper, or if in this case the player just dropped the stormtrooper and cut him. Also, this is clearly a cinematic, some sort of cinematic shot, but cinematic in the way that the player is not controlling it. But I wonder if we'll have a bunch of animals to play in specific parts or in specific areas. Like here, droids, more droids in this area. And notice that it is the canyon area that we arrived earlier. One thing that I wonder about this animal mechanic, and we will see in later parts, you can also ride a pterosaur. But I wonder if it's just for specific sequences of the game where you ride an animal and used to move around in just one specific part, or if it will be tied to a specific area where we'll be able to hop on the animal and ride around a specific area, or if it will be just tied to a specific moment. Here, this flying alien animal, I think it is more for this specific sequence. I don't think we'll be able to use them a lot, but the riding one, I think maybe will be tied to the area. Also, as I said before, once you get closer, you start to notice the grassy areas around the canyon. At first, we could see there is a sort of Mandalorian armor. So I wonder if this is just a Mandalorian or if it's someone just wearing a Mandalorian armor.
A Jedi.
Also, the sign in the back of this new alien says Tendrus. I can't remember anything about Tendrus in the previous game, so this is probably the name of just some random place.
Remind our friend here why his kind are supposed to be dead.
Also, my biggest criticism of the previous game was that the combat was too slow. It relied too much on the slow and methodical combat that From Software popularized it. So my hope for this game, it is a bit faster. My initial impression, it is slightly faster, but not a lot. Here we go. Also, another criticism of the previous game was that the dual-handed style was just restricted to 2 moves that you could do it, instead of being a full form. And it seems that this time they fixed that for this game, and you'll be able to play dual-handed all the game instead of being restricted to 2 moves.
After all we
notice that this is also the canyon world, and we can see that this base or whatever it was has been abandoned for a while, since it has trees growing all over it and it's falling apart. Also, this is just a forest version of the Empire Strikes Back monster.
the Empire
Dark Troopers in the back, and they have the accent that the Purge Troopers had.
has only grown stronger.
And also, this Dark Trooper is using the Electro Staff of the Magna Guards. So I wonder if this Imperial base is around the same planet. This ship shooting at Cal is one of those police ships that we saw a lot in the Clone Wars. They were the police ships of Coruscant. This is a new character. His name was Bode, if I'm not mistaken. See, he is a mercenary. And despite the actor that played Cal, I forgot his name, but he says that him and Bode are good friends. So I wonder what's the story behind it.
Thanks, Bode.
Part of the job, Custis.
So I wonder if this is a boss that you will be able to defeat, and this is a finisher when you defeat it, or if it's one of those hidden monsters that you could fight in the first game, in Jedi Fallen Order, where there were some strong enemies, some bosses that were just stronger versions of the normal enemies around.
The Jedi is a threat.
More droids. And I wonder if this game is taking place on a planet that used to be a separatist world. Because we can see that everything around from the previous shots, that everything has been decayed. So I wonder if these droids have been functioning since the Clone Wars. I think that it's also possible that this is a separatist world and someone took over, because these are not the standard droids. They also have custom melee weapons.
Now that we have
This is the pale guy from the beginning, but now he is all fixed, let's say, and he's carrying something that looks like the data discs, like the ones where the Death Star plans have been carried. So I wonder what is in this that he says that it can be used against Cal.
this. As long as we fight.
Also, in the previous game, you could walk and deflect the shots from the machine blasters, but this time Cal is using the dual-handed, so this confirms that we will have the dual-handed as a standard style now rather than just two moves. Also, in the previous game, Cal could not do this lunge forward, which I'm assuming is a new force power, and now he has a hook shots of sorts that allows him to grab onto things in the environment. So I hope this will make for more engaging exploration, but honestly I think the exploration in the first game was fine. The guarded lightsaber. I do not like the design. I never liked them. They look so weird to me. And this is I'm going to speculate here, but it is probably a new form, just like dual-handed is now a full-on style that Cal can use. I'm assuming that the guarded lightsaber is also a new form.
Hope survives.
Commando droids. I've missed these guys. Also, notice that it's still on the Canyon planet, so I'm assuming this Canyon planet will be the first planet that we'll be visiting in the game. So, but I wonder if this is before or after you release the guy in the tank. And this is it. I hope you like this trailer break. I will try to do more of this off the cuffs, but I still need to get used to talk in the fly about the trailers. So leave your comments below what you thought, and I'll see you in the next video.